What's going on? This is Tom with another Toy Ramble, and this is going to be the time of ninjas because I'm taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Ninja Force Slice and Dice. I've been a huge fan of Ninja Force ever since the original line came out in the early 90s. And by original fan, I mean that I never bought any of them, but I was fascinated by the way that they looked. It was just another one of those crazy facets in G.I. Joe that I thought was really fun and really funny. I was not able to pick them up. I had other things that I was purchasing at the time, but these were never under the radar for me. I always thought these were hilarious and interesting, but I just never got them. So seeing them appear in the G.I. Joe Classified series, that's really cool to me. It really seems like lines like Ninja Force, the dire tech stuff, the weird crystal ball characters, is like when you finish laughing at a joke and then you're like, no, seriously though. And I feel like that's how they've approached these, where you get your chuckles in, but then they're like, no, we mean it. Like, seriously though. I'm very excited. So let's not waste any more time. Well, let's waste a little bit of time and take a look at that really nice back packaging artwork that we've got going on there. Well, I guess not artwork, more like really, really nice toy photography. These look really good. We do get a little bit of artwork. A little bit. I still... I'm sorry for repeating myself when I address these. I really wish that we had more of the actual drawn art on the front cover, because it was just so nice to see that before, but that is not how the packaging layout worked out, unfortunately. Still, the photography on the back is very nice, so that's very cool. So without any further ado, let's get Slice and Dice out of their plastic prisons. Oh, thank goodness, no twisty ties. And here we go. What I consider the Bebop and Rocksteady of Ninja Force. I don't know anything about their personalities because, say it with me now, I know nothing of the lore. Despite really, really liking the idea of Ninja Force and how silly a concept it was, I don't know anything about any of these characters. Couldn't tell you a single thing other than, oh, those look cool. So once they came out for Classified and they somehow looked even cooler, I was on board. So let's take a quick look at Slice first. I'm being biased. He was the one that was more visually striking to me in the original line, and kind of is the more visually striking to me in this line. But not by a whole lot. It's not to say that Dice is bad. Just this, I'm really taken in by the way that Slice looks. The design of the helmet is really cool. I'm sure, it's that kind of traditional full mass battle helmet. The ribbon design is pretty neat. I don't know why. This stands out to me. Good job. It doesn't really get in the way. It's got a really cool kind of look. It's depending on how you're posing him, they give that immediate sense of motion. Fine work, but let's take a look at some of the detailing on this. Like all the fabric work is really good. I love the shoulder armor. This looks great. Look at all that. We've got the detailing on the sash that goes all the way around. Some nice some nice knot work going on there. And again, just the detailing on the fabric. How there's different. It looks like there's different types of fabric being used for this particular outfit. It looks really good. Turned out really nice. Definitely it's a great throwback to the original. Captures everything that made the original look really good, but with all of these updated details, right down to it's a little bit hard to see, but he's got some pleats on the foot. I am very impressed with the way this turned out. And the color layout on Slice is great. Look at this gradient from black to red on the, I want to say kimono. It's not a kimono. On his gi, I think maybe it's the gi. But the color work on this is really cool. It's really striking. So you get that stark. Black and red has always been a really good color combination, but the way that they've laid it out on this figure, I think makes it really pop. It's very smartly handled with some of the silver to break up this detailing here. really good. They did a really good job on this. I, again, really love all the detailing on the helmet here. They could have just made it just a single flat piece, but there's a lot of kind of extra buckles and latches on there. But yeah, he looks great. I know these guys have been out for a while, but I got them, and then they wound up in the pile of things to eventually open. But with the release of Ninja Force Zartan, what better excuse to open them now than with all this ninja action happening? But yeah, he looks really good. I'm very impressed with this, and of course with the articulation of the classified series, he can get into some really good poses. So fine work. All right, let's take a look at your 2-pack buddy. Dice is also looking really good, and he's another one. Yeah, I remember him from when he first came out in the Ninja Force line, and thinking, oh, that's kind of cool, because I always liked the pseudo dragon motif that he had going on with his face mask. So I was tempted by him, but I never got him, only because I had so few Joes as it was, and there were other things that I was purchasing at the time. So I never got my hands on old Dice here, but he looks really cool, and this is a really good update to that original figure. The use of the purple and black, which again, just like black and red, it's always a really good color combination, but I like the addition of the red here to kind of break up the black and the purple. This detailing on the belt is really nice. And again, like the detailing to give you some different material, a little bit of a kind of a scaling effect here. I almost kind of wish he was covered with more scales, but the original version was not covered in scales, so they are just kind of following the original. And again, I love that they have taken what was kind of a jokey subline in G.I. Joe and really put it through like that high-end, high detail, isn't this cool looking filter that they've been working with, and turn this into something really nice. Like, look at all this. And I don't even mind that this is all kind of one color. I know that if you had a wash on this to kind of bring out some more of this detail, that wouldn't be bad, but I don't mind this. Some of this extra padding over here, there's just enough scale work on here to really give you that whole dragon motif, and that works really nice. Also, he too is kind of rocking that flying ribbon in the back of the head here on the mask. So depending on where you've got him looking, it's got that nice kind of windblown effect. And I imagine if you just put some heat on it, you can probably pose these or get them to cool and bend in whatever direction you want. Should they be wired? I don't need that, but they do look pretty neat. I do like that you can get, depending on what they're laying against, you can get some different looks for them. So Slice and Dice stand at about 6 inches, which is standard for the classified line. And these guys came with a whole bunch of accessories. So let's take a look at those now. First, let's take a look at the ones that I believe are for Slice. I give Hasbro a lot of credit for this. You get a whole lot of bang for your buck with this 2-pack. You get a lot of accessories here. So Slice comes with these two weapons. I apologize, I don't recall what these are officially named. He has a bit of a bowl with some throwing knives, which unfortunately these are not individual. They're just part of this accessory here. He comes with an extra head that looks awesome. He has some handheld weapons. I apologize for also not knowing the name of these. And a couple of handheld daggers. Oh, almost forgot. Slice comes with one single sai. I don't know why. I don't know if this was... I guess this was something that came with the original, but he does come with one of them. He doesn't get two. He's not Raphael. It's a few extra hands. So you have a fist hand, as well as a more karate chop hand, or possibly a throat thrust hand. But he also comes with this really cool hat, as well as a little bit of a poncho here, so you can change up Slice's look. Toss this on, and Slice becomes that kind of creepy, dusty stranger that wandered into town. And you're like, listen, I don't want any trouble, but he doesn't want any trouble either. Or maybe he does. He is part of Cobra, so he may want a lot of trouble. And I imagine a lot of toy photographers have a whole lot of fun with this look, because you could probably put this on a bunch of different characters and it'll still look pretty darn cool. But yeah, this is always a nice look for that mysterious stranger coming in the town. You're not quite sure who he is or why he's there. But yeah, this is really cool. I like this a lot. But I also really like the extra head that he comes with. That is really neat. It's very insect-like. So of course, because I like both versions of this head, the instinct to troop build this is growing with every second. This 2-pack was being spotted at Ross stores, Ross Dress for Less. Of course, the ones near me are garbage, so unfortunately I never saw the 2-packs pop up there. But if you have a Ross near you, you may want to go and take a look and see if they're stocking these and get them for a pretty nice price. But yeah, this is awesome, and this makes me want to troop build. This also kind of makes me want to see how this head would look on the Desert Scorpion character, the one that comes with the actual giant scorpion, because this is very bug-like. I like the mandibles. Maybe color this gold. That would look really cool. Make the eyes red. Oh no, this makes me want more of these. Now, as for Dice, he also gets a pretty decent amount of accessories. Like I said, this 2-pack really gives you a lot of bang for your buck. So he comes with a pair of axe weapons that look really nice. I like look at their dragon heads. That's so cool. I like this a lot. Great work. That is pretty awesome. He comes with a staff, which unfortunately is not a dragon's head. Spraying a staff as if it's fire, but it does come with a very cool looking kind of dragon claw on the opposite end. He has a few extra hands. You have kind of a fist hand, as well as it's more of a gun hand. And we get a more traditional Lex Luthor style face to go with Dice. I will never use this ever because I don't care about his face. What I do care about is this really cool dragon mask. Look at this. This is awesome. Wow. I like the color of it. I like the overall design of it. The detailing on it is fantastic. The horns look really good. That it is in fact his face just kind of plugged into the mask, and you get the extra ribbons there. This is amazing, and I want more of these. I want a whole bunch of these. And if you keep up this dire tech subline, I want this to be one of the heads that gets used. I want to see this in maybe like clear blue or clear purple or something, because this looks amazing. Now let's see how amazing it looks on Slice. Actually, you know what? Let's first swap out some of the hands. So I would like to see you holding some of your weapons. That'd be neat. And the hands are made well enough to hold the weapons. You don't have to worry about any potential breakage on the fingers, which is sometimes an issue. Yeah, he looks pretty good with those. I love that they're dragons. That they're dragon head sculpted into there. That is really cool. Yes, this looks awesome. And again, this is the kind of thing that makes me want to troop build this set, because yeah, you could have either this head as the main head with a couple of different dices backing him up, or just have Dice as your main guy with a few of these dragon warriors hanging out behind him. Man, what a great head sculpt. That's really good. I wouldn't even care if you made this. They could have made this their own character if they just named him something else, Dragon Fist, anything, and I would have accepted it, because what a great looking design. So let's get into their articulation. They are it's pretty much the same across G.I. Joe Classified. So the articulation that we'll see on Slice will also be the same articulation that we find on Dice. So we'll start with the head movement at the neck. He is on a ball socket, so he's got a pretty good range there. There is a 2-piece neck construction, so it's the head on top of the neck, and then the neck plugs into the body here. So you get a pretty decent amount of movement there. He has butterfly joints. So you've got some pretty good in and out motion there. He has full movement at the bicep. He's got the whole swivel there. There might be a little bit of resistance or blockage here because of the shoulder armor. This is flexible though, so you can he can hold his arm completely out to the side there. Can't go up too much further than that, but this is a pretty decent amount. You have a cut at the bicep for a full, not quite a full swivel. Again, because of the shoulder armor that's plugged in here, you can't rotate this 180 degrees around. He also has the double elbow, as well as full movement at the wrist. As usual, the hands are detachable. He comes with extra hands to hold different weapons, and of course to karate chop people. He has an ab crunch, which gives him some nice back and forth. There is a cut at the waist. It's covered by this midsection piece here, but you can still get the full twist out of that. He has drop down hips. From here, from this view, kind of looks like Deadpool. Weird. So he has drop down hips, as well as a thigh cut, which gives you pretty nice wide angles there, and really leans into that ninja posing. Double knee, that gets pretty high up there. A cut at the calf here, full swivel, and he's got a full hinge at the ankle and a rocker for the foot. So this being Ninja Force, of course we have to compare them to the top tier Ninja Snake Eyes, and those look pretty good together. I love the idea of just a full-on citywide war with just a whole bunch of ninjas from Cobra and G.I. Joe duking it out in the buildings, on top of cars, the whole nine. And let's see how they look if they were ever to encounter a Gambit. Because I think that would be fun, and I don't know why, I just think the Gambit would fit in really well with the G.I. Joe universe. Whether it be for Cobra or G.I. Joe. And of course, Slice and Dice hanging out with good old Crystal Ball. And this is the side of G.I. Joe that I've said before that I really like, this weird, the wacky subline. But again, they've taken this seriously and given us these really, really cool interpretations of characters and gimmicks that were just kind of considered oddball and weird in the 90s. And they still are, but they look so good. They've been handled so well that I have to get them. And let's see how well Slice and Dice hang out with the Lord of the Thundercats. I don't know. I'm not quite sure who would stand a chance here. And of course, Ninja Force Zartan, who I kind of wonder if Zartan is hanging out with the Ninja Force guys now instead of the Dreadnoks. Has he had enough? Does he not return their calls anymore? Does he tell them I've got new friends now? Sorry guys, because you don't mix your friend groups. I think Zartan is probably pretty big on that. So at the end of the day, should you get Slice and Dice from Ninja Force to go with your G.I. Joe classified collection? I'm gonna say yes. They're such good figures. I know that, I've gone on about how the gimmick is kind of silly, and it is. Ninja Force is kind of silly, but these characters, if you just look at these as just straight up, here are some ninja guys to fill out your ranks, or if you want to troop build them, because there's nothing that says that Slice and Dice need to be individual entities, and you wanted to fill up your ranks with some dangerous looking ninja characters, these look great. The additional heads really, kind of push that troop building idea. And if you wanted to go out there and grab some extras and swap out the heads, and you've got immediate troop builders, you've got the regular Slice and Dice head, and they can be like your general on the battlefield, leading a whole bunch of different ninja troops that look like them. You get a ton of accessories. The extra hat and the kind of the poncho that comes with Slice is really cool. It really helps build up the character. I love that dragon head that they gave to Dice, and I want to see more usages of it because it looks fantastic. So I would say, if you can find them at Ross for a super duper cheap amount of money, pick them up. If you can find them online for a decent price, I would say pick them up. They're just really good, really well done characters. If you really don't want ninjas in your Cobra setup, skip them. Don't get them. But I think that these are just really, really well done figures, and they would look really great in your shelf, in your display, whether they're leading Cobra troops, or they're fighting with Storm Shadow, or they're fighting with Snake Eyes. They look really awesome. So I hope that you have enjoyed this review of Slice and Dice. Do you own Slice and Dice? And if you do, how do you like them? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified of other videos. If you've enjoyed this review, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your buddies, and until next time, take care everybody.